Hi, I'm Nan Arkwright. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist. I've written some books about Seymour, a blue-footed booby who lives in the Galapagos with his family. He has a sister who goes to school with him named Turkessa, and they are going to school on the first day and learning a lot about social interactions. And I will share my screen to tell you a little bit more about the story. So in the story, Seymour's sister helps a lot because she's got a little more experience and she can anticipate some of the things that Seymour might be doing. So here they are on the first day of school, and their mom is saying goodbye to them. And so Seymour sees up ahead, oh, I see something exciting, but he's confident he's got the day. He's good to go for the day. So he sees what he's seeing is this red ball that the older birds are putting out for the kids. And his sister recognizes from his excitement that he might not be thinking about or even know how he can get the red ball by waiting in line like the other birds. So she calls him back and says, wait, before it's too late, put on these goggles, because if you just run up and get that red ball, there's going to be something that happens that other birds are not going to like, and that will end up making it sort of confusing and challenging for you. So here, let's take a look into the future. And so he sees, when he looks at through the goggles, oh, well, I'm moving around so fast, I didn't even notice that what's happening to the other birds. And he's cutting in line and he's knocking them over, and he just doesn't realize. He's not trying to be mean, just not knowing. And so the other birds are having different reactions to him about that. Some are being kind to him and saying, like the older birds, go to the end of the line. And another older bird is thinking, well, maybe he doesn't know. And, but some of the birds are getting a little annoyed and saying, hey, be careful and stop. But then another little bird is thinking, I wonder what could be going on. So these are kind of reactions that are typical of what might happen in real life with a child who is not aware situationally of his environment and may make mistakes like this and not understand, why are people, quote unquote, being mean to me and yelling at me, and not really knowing why, and then possibly interpreting it as that it's they're doing something to him, not understanding that he actually did something that they are trying to help him learn about. So Turkessa says, well, let's look and see if there's another way so that doesn't cause conflict, but actually we can figure out what to do so that you understand in the future how we wait in line. So he's putting on his future vision goggles and he's thinking, oh, okay, now everything's slowed down a little bit. I'm thinking about still wanting that red ball, but I'm taking a moment to pause and just count to 10, and I'm going to notice what the other birds are doing. So he zooms in on the goggles and he sees that the birds are all in a line and they're waiting their turn. And even though it's a long line, some birds are finding ways to make it more fun for them while they're waiting in line. So he's learning from watching what they're doing. So the first bird is thinking, well, I wish I'd gotten the red ball, but well, okay, the blue will do. So that's a skill that is important for kids to learn, that there's more than one way to still have fun, but it doesn't have to be just the one way. Like, I'm only going to have fun if I have the red ball. So this first bird is modeling being able to go with the flow a little bit. And then the second bird is hoping he gets the red ball because everyone wants the red ball, but he's just talking about it with his friend and casually, and it's not like it's that important that he gets the one. He's just saying, I hope I do. And then the next bird in line is thinking, oh, it's taking a long time. And maybe he doesn't really have any tools for figuring out what to do because he's not connected to any of the birds, which makes it longer to wait in line. It feels like it's taking forever. So he's a little bit um, needing some kind of support to help him. And then the last bird actually turns to Seymour and says, "What do you want to play?" So he's noticing, like, oh, here's somebody that might want to play a game with me. And so Seymour, from another book in the series, has learned, oh, if I keep my wings to myself, people like that. They actually want me to ask permission before I touch. So also he's trying to think, okay, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And if I do that, the bird that invited me to play is going to like playing with me because it's going to be easy because I understand the rules and I follow the rules. So Turkesa asks him, what do you think is going to happen next? So I'm trying to have the birds modeling for kids to think a little bit down the road and hold on to that picture that they can imagine in their head about having fun. So you're going to be able to do this. This is what's going to happen. And there's a little bit of waiting time that's going to be a little hard, but Seymour found a way that makes it fun for him to wait in line. And it's very exciting for him now because he actually has a friend right away. So immediate gratification for doing what the other birds are doing in terms of waiting in line. And so he's thinking, well, we'll get a ball after just a few minutes of waiting. Maybe it's going to be the red ball, maybe it's not, but he's imagining himself having fun playing with the red ball with his other friends. Turkesa, his sister, is thinking that it's actually a hard thing to wait in line. And so she actually has a badge that she wears to help her when she thinks that waiting in line is taking a long time. So it might be because she's excited about something and it's hard to wait, but it also might be because it's boring to wait for so long for something and not know what to do while you're waiting in line. So the badge helps. And so she offers it to Seymour. And so the badge says, pause, count to 10, wait with friends. That's a win. So always having somebody to wait in line with that you can talk with, make jokes with, share stories with, makes it easier for everyone, adults as well. And then in order to help him again, be able to visualize himself doing that in the future, there's a picture of him counting to 10 to help him remember to pause, be mindful, think before you don't think, and have that success because that's going to help the next time he needs to wait in line for something. He's got a new vision of how that can work. He's got a success from doing that with his friend that he met in line. So it's more likely he's going to actually do it in the future again. So the older birds are sort of interested in those goggles, and it gives Seymour an opportunity to retell what happened, to reinforce that he can do hard things and that he knows how to do that. And the likelihood that he'll do that the next time is increased a bit because he is owning this message, which is, at first, he was so excited to get the ball, he almost didn't get to play the game with his friends because he didn't understand about waiting in line. So that was like how things started. But then he touched his badge to help him sort of get grounded and say, but then my goggles help me understand that if I look around, pause, look around, see what's happening, take in the situation, read the room, so to speak, and then I know what to do. and everything goes smoothly and everyone likes that and it's fun for everyone. And now I understand what to do. And the birds are thinking, oh, cool. So that reinforcement from the peer group is very powerful and makes Seymour think like even more like I can do this again. And so then they sort of have a lighthearted moment where the birds say, oh, Seymour, have a ball. And they all laugh at his joke because they're all feeling confident and capable of doing hard things. So that's the main ideas, the main messages, the things that I would like for kids to get out of the stories in this series. And every story that I go through tells a little, I'll tell a little bit more about what am I thinking when I put those things into the story, and what can you have conversations with your child about? Is that something that's hard for you waiting in line? And what ideas do you have? And I have lots and lots of extra activities for kids to do with their parents, as well as a lot of reinforcement ideas for families to know how to handle waiting also. So I hope that you'll go on my website, a hopskipandajumpahead.com/books, and see what those free gifts are. And also don't forget, there is a video with a guest that I interview, and we talk more about the book. And so that accompanies this video. They both go along with the book about Seymour and waiting in line. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll tune in for the next ones. I have 6 more to go. Thank you.